Disclaimer, I am blind and cannot see or adjust the photo or the picture, so if the picture stinks, sorry, but that's just a blind person making a video. Good afternoon, everyone. It's noon. Yeah, I just texted you that. She texted me and she emailed me. Yeah, this woman I'm meeting with today definitely definitely follows up with her clients. I thought I answered that back. Oh well. Now she knows. Yeah, I'm going to this appointment at the commission. You know, I think that people who are blind and do YouTube are a rare thing. And for me to have actually found someone who does, when I say find someone, I mean I found his YouTube channel. And he has a camera that's not in his iPhone. And I don't know, he describes it as small, easy to hold, etc., etc. Apart from the money issue, which, again, now that I don't have a job, of course that's an issue. But apart from that, I mean, technically, I do still have the money that I had set aside to get an unlocked iPhone. I'm so glad I finally just swapped out this iPhone 6. I don't need an unlocked iPhone. I just needed an iPhone 6 with a camera that worked. But really, at the heart of that is the desire to do YouTube. And, of course, techno addict and, you know, etc., etc., that I am, of course, you can guess what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a camera that actually works for a blind person. I don't know, maybe I should check it out. On the other hand, there's a lot that I don't. I could just order one off of Amazon, but I'm not going to. I'm going to see if I can get someone to, like, take me to a place like Best Buy. Or if we can include Best Buy in some kind of shopping trip. And I want to actually take one out of the box and have someone. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to try it out. I want to be convinced that it's everything that I need it to be before I'll plan on spending money on it. What does that have to do with everybody that's watching this? Well, it doesn't really. I guess that's just what I'm thinking about, and that's what a vlog is, right? You kind of talk about what you're thinking about. Is there any point to calling the lift and asking what the UTA is? Because this is the second time in a row that I have called and said, what's the UTA? And damn it, I don't know this. They say at the end of the window, and when do they show up? Right at the smack dab freaking beginning. One of these times that's going to happen. Now, I'm not going to be able to pull myself together in time and end up no-showed. Because they only wait for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes can go whoosh, like that. When you think you're okay, and all of a sudden the countdown clock is going. It's like, okay, 5 minutes and counting. And I guess technically it's 5 minutes and counting when they get here. But they can't count it against me. Well, I bet they would argue with me about this, but I don't think they can count it against me if they sit there for a minute and a half waiting for me to realize that they are there and then decide, oh, maybe I should call them like the instructions say to. And then they call them, and, you know, you can't count that against me. But that didn't happen today. It didn't happen last time. I connected both times. I'm just saying that I called to find out what the ETA is because I'm trying to find out what's going on. And I have completely no clue what's going on when they say probably at the end of the window, and it comes right at the head end at the beginning. Maybe I need to start calling, like, calling at the beginning of the window, or calling, like, before the window opens is not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe I need to wait until the window's getting close to even call, because maybe then they'll have a better idea of what's really going to happen, because oh, well. And now I've got to, it's probably going to be, I've got to be ready to leave probably at 9:30 or 10, because I have an appointment at 11 tomorrow. And Friday's going to be even worse, because I have an appointment at, we want to go there at 10, which means I should be there at like 9:30 or so, 9:30, 9:45. We'll see what happens, but I'll get the, I'll tell them I want to be there at 9:30 and see how that works, but anyway, it'll all work out. It's just annoying when I think one thing's gonna happen and before I know it, the polar opposite happens. End of the window, beginning of the window, there is a difference. I will say this, one thing that is probably true of that camera that is not an iPhone is you can literally just hit a button and you're recording. And say what you want to say, record what you want to record, whatever. Hit a button, it stops. Then hit a button and it starts recording again. None of this use the video and then wander all over the screen. Well, maybe not wander all over the screen, but like find with the phone setup or the iMovie setup, I end the video, use the video, then I've got to find insert media, then I got to find camera, then I got to adjust the camera if I want to, because it defaults to back facing, and I don't think there's anything we can do about that. But I've got a lot of questions about this GoPro camera. Like, I know there's an iPhone app, but does it really work that seamlessly? Does it save the videos to your camera roll? Is it like my Olympus audio recorder, where I can hit a button, record, hit the button, and it stops, and then the next thing that you record is, quote, another file, unquote, and if you want to put the two files together, you have to either get a second recorder and edit them together using a line-in wire and a the recording pausing capabilities of the second recorder. Well, you either have to do that or you have to plug it into some kind of editing software, which I don't know how to do. It's doable if I have someone to teach it to me, I'm sure. But and if we have that going with this camera, then frankly, splicing multiple files into a piece of editing software, yeah, like I've said before, yeah, that's doable in iMovie. I'm sure it is doable in iMovie. But I haven't been able to figure out how to do that, and neither has my teacher who taught me. I mean, I don't have really an ongoing teacher-student relationship with this guy. That's not the issue. We could create an ongoing lesson contract if I wanted to, and the real problem is, I don't think he's much more familiar with iMovie than I am. Both of us kind of learned together how to use iMovie as your camera instead of the camera app. I had plenty of things on my camera roll that I would have wanted to like splice into iMovie and create a so-called project or movie using solely the iMovie editing part of it, and we couldn't figure out how to do it. And could anyone at the Commission for the Blind teach me iMovie? Well, maybe, but first I would have to convince my voc rehab counselor that that's actually it's not personal. It's nothing personal about this rehab counselor. It's the idea that I don't think that they would look at something like YouTube as a viable job thing. I'm not willing to slam my mind's door shut on it, but I don't know if they would open it to it, so. But another thing about this camera is it would work and just always be in the same mode unless I changed it. I wouldn't be opening iMovie, for example, and having it open and ready and then put it down for a while, like a matter of hours, and then come back and it's telling me that there's a stupid iOS update that it wants to install. My phone's been doing that here lately, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should, but I'm not interested. Mostly because there's a new upgrade available doesn't mean that I want to. I think I may have said this before. Just because there's a new upgrade out doesn't mean that I want to have it, because if there's voiceover bugs, I don't want the upgrade until the bugs that affect voiceover are out of it. That's something else. If I had a GoPro, I'd just hit a button and it would run, and I'd hit the button again and it would stop. I wouldn't think I'm double tapping it, and for some reason it doesn't feel it that way, and it doesn't stop when I want it to. Well, if I want to, I can come up with all kinds of different reasons why the iPhone isn't good enough and I should get a GoPro, but that's a lot of money to spend on something that I'm not convinced is going to do what I need it to do. I really need to either go to Best Buy or find somebody that has one or something and just play with it, hold it, talk about it, decide if it's what I want. I'm going a little faster right now for at least a few more minutes, and then I'm probably going to have to pause this. This is only like half over, and I've got 15 minutes before this meeting. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it before the meeting. I'm going to have to pause it and pick it up again after, if there's time between the end of the meeting and the time my ride gets here, but I'm gonna have to go to this meeting. God, this woman that I'm meeting with obviously is not used to people who actually keep their appointments. She contacted me like 3 times to say, "You are coming, right?" And then it yeah, well, a lot of people obviously aren't like me. See, when I make an appointment, I keep it. And if I can't, I'll call and say, "Hey, the stupid TriMet lift's running late. There's nothing I can do." But, I mean, I just did that even with the computer store, that I wasn't necessarily obligated to do that, but I did, so. But, yeah. Obviously, she's had a lot of experience with people standing her up. Why in the world did my Braille Sense not charge? It told me that it needed to be charged this morning, and I put it on the charger, and it was supposed to charge like all morning, and it's pretty obvious that it didn't, because I turned it on and it's telling me it's at like 2% charge or something. I'm like, say what? Okay, I'll take it home and charge it again. Thank God I don't have anything that needs to be, I mean, I've got an appointment, same time, same place, next Tuesday, and I wanted to write that down, but this battery's not gonna hold out. Well, that's really disappointing. I just got an email from the North Star Employment Coordinator, and that job application, that job touring, that job, whatever you would call it. She talked to the boss there, and they ended up canceling it because it's, after hearing what she said, I have to admit that they're probably right. It's too fast-paced for me. They expect me to keep up with a conveyor belt that runs like 10 miles an hour. And that's probably even beyond what I can imagine, let alone what I can do, so looks like I won't be applying for a job or checking out a job on Friday. Dang it. That sucks. Well, there's got to be something out there for me. This junk, I get these every week, and that's all I ever do with it, throw it out. Now you get on there and ventilate. That is plugged in. It's charging. Now you keep charging until you're good and charged. Why did that happen? Should have been charging for hours this morning. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out this vlog. I hope you've liked what you are seeing, and if you do, I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.